You are 8 minutes early, which is the only part of this you got from your mother. Let me show you the thing nobody shows you. Music on before you unlock, not after. Once that door is open, you do not get another quiet minute until about 2, and you are going to want one. Then walk the floor and put away whatever the late crew left out, and get on the treadmills and clear the error codes, because otherwise a man will find that out for you at 10 past 6. That is the whole handover. 26 years I have been turning these on. You think this job is programming. It is not. You will write maybe 4 honest programs in your life and steal the rest. And that is fine. Everybody does. Here is the job. A man books the same hour 3 times a week for years. He does not talk to his wife like that. He does not talk to his friends like that. There is nobody else on earth who sees him at the same time, in the same clothes, doing the same difficult thing 150 times a year. You will know when he has stopped sleeping. You will know before his own doctor does. That is not a bonus part of the job, sweetheart. That is the job. The lifting is what you both look at, so that neither of you has to look at each other. Your grandfather could not tell me he was in trouble. He tried at the kitchen table twice that I know of and could not get it out. Then one morning he stood in my door at 10 to 5 with 2 coffees and said, "Get up, we are going to the gym." And I was 13, and I thought I was in trouble. He counted. I lifted. That was the arrangement. He said almost nothing for a year, and he did not miss one single morning of it. It was 40 minutes each way. 40 there and 40 back, 3 times a week, and I do not think we said 50 words to each other in the whole of it. So I used to look at his hands on the wheel. Forearms like rope, knuckles that had healed wrong more than once, a thumbnail he lost on a job in the 70s that never grew back right. 13 years old, dark outside, going 70 up the 4-lane, looking at my father's hands and thinking, that is what work does to a man. I could not have told you one single thing he was thinking. I could have drawn those hands from memory. Somewhere around March, he said, between sets, without looking at me, that he was not doing well, and he had asked somebody for help. Facing a wall, both of us. Hands on a bar. That is the only room he could say it in. I have thought about that my entire adult life. Danny was my 6 o'clock. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 4 years and 2 months. Big lad, roofer. 20 years of kneeling on a pitch. Left piriformis like a fist, and he shifted off that side coming out of the hole on every single rep, and he would not hear one word about it. Called me boss. Twice a session, every session. Morning, boss. See you, boss. He was the easiest hour of my week for 4 years. Nothing dramatic happened, and I want you to hear that part clearly, because you are going to be waiting for the dramatic thing, and there is not going to be one. His weights came down. That is normal. Everybody has a bad month. He got quieter. Also normal. Men go quiet in February. He started arriving exactly on the hour instead of 10 minutes early, and he stopped putting his own plates back on the rack. I noticed all of it. I want to be exact with you. I did not miss a single sign. I clocked every one. I'm good at this. That is what makes it worse. I asked him once, late September. I said, "You all right?" And he said, "Yeah, boss." And I said, "Right, 3 more. 3 more. I have gone back to that a lot, and here is what I have got. I did not have 4 minutes. That is a lie. I had 4 minutes. I had a session printed out, back when we still printed them, and 43 minutes left of it. And the plan was the thing I was good at, and the other conversation was a thing I had never once been taught how to start. So I did the thing I was good at. I ran one rule for 26 years: do not pry. It is not a stupid rule. Men come here precisely because nobody asks them anything. Half of them are here to not be asked. I have protected that for people, and I was right to. But I never once checked whether the rule fitted the man in front of me. I applied it like it was a law of physics. It is not. It is a preference, and I inherited it from every man who ever taught me anything. He canceled a Thursday in November. People cancel. Then he canceled the Saturday. 2 in a row is a holiday. Then my 6 o'clock on Tuesday was just empty. And I want you to understand what an empty slot looks like on that schedule, because you are going to be looking at this schedule by yourself in about a week. It looks like nothing. It looks like white paper. It looks exactly the same as a man who got a promotion and changed his hours. It looks exactly the same as a man who found a cheaper gym. There are 2 things that make a slot go empty, and one of them is fine. I did not ring him. It is not my place. He is a grown man. He knows where we are. I told myself all 3 of those in about 9 seconds, and then I went and did my 7 o'clock. I know what happened to Danny. I found out about 5 months later, and not from anybody official, and I am not going to tell you what it was. Not because I cannot say it. Because the second I say it, you will start working out whether it was my fault, and you will spend your first year here doing that instead of the thing I need you doing, which is asking your 6 o'clock how he is, and then standing there afterwards. That is the whole skill, and nobody will teach it to you, so I am going to. Anyone can ask. Asking is easy, it takes a second, and it makes you feel decent. The hard part is the 8 seconds after, because he will say, yeah, fine. He will absolutely say that. They all say that. And every instinct you have will be to fill it. Make a joke. Start the set. Rescue him from the silence, which is really rescuing yourself from it. Do not. Stand there and count to 8 and let it be awkward. That is it. That is the entire technique. There is nothing else. You are going to be much better at it than me, and I know exactly why. You were 4. I had a sad song on in the truck, not thinking about it. It was just what was playing. And I asked you what it made you think of, and I was expecting you to say a dog, or a color, or something you had seen out the window. And you said, the sun. Not something you had seen. Something you already knew. You could not tie your shoes. You knew the sun lives in sad songs. I sat in that truck in the driveway for a while after I got you inside. You drew every day for about 10 years. I asked you once why, and you did not look up, and you said, because when I draw, everything's quiet. And I thought, right, she got mine. She got the watching. Except you did not get mine. Mine came from a kitchen and a truck door, and learning to read a man before he got through the screen door. Mine is a smoke alarm. Yours came from somewhere quiet you went because you liked it in there. That is a completely different instrument, and it took me 20 years to see it. You do not have to be afraid of somebody to notice them. I did not know that was available. 2 minutes. The schedule is on the desk. Your 6 o'clock is a guy called Marcus, 41, knee, and he will tell you the knee is the reason he is here. There is a drawing in my bag, bottom of the locker, in a plastic sleeve, big yellow circle, about 40 lines coming off it, my name on it backwards. You were 5. I was working. You left it on the kitchen table for me to find. I am not going to make a thing of it. You will find it in a week, and you will think I am ridiculous. Right. Music, then the floor, then the treadmills. At the end, you will want to say something and nothing will fit, so you will say what everybody in this trade says because it is all there is. I said it to Danny, last thing I ever said to him. He said, "Yeah, boss." You will still say it. It is not a bad thing to say. It is a promise that there is a next one. Just mean it. Go on. Same time Thursday.